Hello, all. This is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3. And in this particular video, I want to talk about PhD insecurities. So if you don't know me, I'm a professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can because there are so many people that helped me out along the way that I wanted to pay the favor forward and help out other people around the world that are going through the same sort of experiences as me. And this is kind of a personal video for me, and it's kind of a reflection on stuff that's happened to me in the last little while. So during the holidays, I was at a Christmas party, and that's the reason why I haven't actually been posting a lot. It's been, the holiday season. But during the holiday season, I was at a Christmas party, and I was feeling rather insecure about myself. I don't know why I was feeling really insecure at this particular party. It was a group of people that were all really nice, but it just was something that was not sitting well with me. And so I didn't really feel all that comfortable, and I didn't know what was going on. So I felt really strange, and I kind of reflected on this. Is like, here is a grown man. I'm 39 years old. I have a PhD. I'm an engineer. My background's an engineer. I've accomplished all sorts of stuff, and yet I still feel really insecure at different things. And I want to point out a couple of different things with this that you might experience, and you might go through the same thing. So even if you have a PhD or a highly accomplished person, you're probably still going to have a lot of insecurities with what you're doing. It doesn't necessarily go away. So if you're trying to escape from something like that, I feel like I'm the same person like I was 20 years ago. It hasn't necessarily all that changed that much. I may even feel like I'm, somebody that's 12 years old or 13. It hasn't changed that much. So if you're trying to escape that, it doesn't go away in terms of going and doing a PhD. The other thing is, I think doing a PhD actually makes you even more insecure with a lot of different reasons. So you'll notice this actually with more senior people. They tend to be rather reserved with what they say. And I think a big part of that is you learn, and there's so many smart people out there, right? So you learn when you actually have a conversation with somebody, and you might have this preconceived notion in your mind or this sort of insight in your mind that is not correct in any sort of way, right? That it is, and I apologize, the light just popped off. So it's not, what you said was not really all that incorrect, or it wasn't correct. And there's lots of different reasons for that, and they can come up with all these different reasons. So you learn to doubt yourself and to feel really insecure about what you're saying and what you're doing in the actions that you have. It's one of the downfalls, I think, of actually getting a PhD. And anybody that studied and did a PhD, they probably would sort of say that and talk about it, that it is a really odd feeling where I just have this sort of view in my mind, right? So there's this cartoon or this picture that's on the internet of, when you start off starting a PhD, that you think that you understand the whole entire world and that you're going to discover some amazing thing. But it turns out when you're actually working through the PhD, you discover and you work on one little tiny thing, and you realize you don't know a lot of stuff. In fact, we don't know a lot of stuff about the world. And so you end up feeling rather insecure with yourself and what you're saying, and you would love to actually be a little bit more bolder. And I notice that's actually one thing with new PhDs. They're really bold with what they're saying, or PhD students are really bold with what they're saying. And then as they continue to go on and develop as an individual, as a scholar, they sort of change their mindset, and they change quite a bit, actually, as they continue to go on. You develop as a person in many different ways. And so it's something that you have to deal with. But I wanted to point out, with all of these experiences and all these different feelings, and I was just reflecting on this, it was kind of an odd sort of moment in my life, is that, there is a lot to be said about who you are as an individual and what you've done. You have to look back at what you actually accomplished over the years and not look ahead or look at what other people are doing with your own particular or with your program. And you have to sort of understand that what you've accomplished is actually a lot, and it's a lot more than what most people have accomplished. So there's no reason to feel insecurity in any sort of way. And you have to keep reminding yourself over and over and over again that you have to be very proud of what you did and what you've accomplished in your lifetime. There is so much to be done with research or so much sort of interesting stuff in this world. You have to acknowledge what you're doing is really important, and that the stuff that you're doing matters to a lot of people, and a lot of people are interested in it, even though it might be esoteric and really sort of a lot of minutia, but lots of people are interested in it. That's one thing that's incredibly important to think about, is how important you actually are, and your research that you're doing is so important going forward. And what you've done and what you've accomplished is actually a positive, amazing thing that very few people can accomplish. Now, if you notice, I'm actually telling this to myself, and hopefully this actually helps you out with your own PhD journey when you're dealing with these kind of emotional things and you have all these insecurities. You'll notice I'm really open and honest about all of this stuff on this channel, because I feel it helps me and it helps out other people to know that there's other people. You're just not alone with these feelings, and you are actually doing something that matters. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, it's just wonderful to have other people around there that are experiencing these same things as I'm experiencing. So the next time you're at a Christmas party, or you're at some sort of party and you're feeling insecure for whatever reason, just know it's normal, and that that feeling will pass. But at the same time, know that what you're doing is incredibly important, and you're not alone. There are other people that are experiencing the same thing around the world. So that's it. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.